Exact right place right now. It's the Inland Sports Show every single Wednesday night. Just about 6:05 first pitch. Getting a little started early tonight because we got a big show. We're talking high school football every single show as we lead up to the season in January. A little bit later in the show, we'll have Robison. He is the head coach at Arrowhead Christian. We're going to have, as we transition to baseball, Eric Morton. He's the skipper down at Great Oak High School. So a jam-packed show, but we're going to lead things off with the head coach at Vista del Lago. Actually, just not too far from here down the road, Mike Tuohy, the head coach of the Ravens, join us live on the Inland Sports Show. And Coach, first off, thank you for taking time to join us here on the show. How are you doing? How's your family? How's your football family doing during the last couple of months?
Doing great. We're getting through it like everybody else, but we're ready to get back to it, ready to get back to work. Family's all good.
So, Coach, have you guys started workouts again? And what do those workouts kind of look like right now?
No, sir. We're supposed to be starting October 12th, and it's basically just going to be conditioning, basically with all the health and safety protocols. But October 12th, we're looking to get back to it.
So, Coach, as you kind of get ready for the season, and you said like a lot of conditioning early on, so you can make sure you do those safety protocols, keep everyone safe out there. When you do this conditioning, it's important, right? Because, I mean, now if you look on a calendar, we're only a couple of months away from the start of the high school football season. And I know some of these guys have been doing some stuff maybe on their own or on the side, but you need to get these guys in shape, in football shape, and get them ready to go. I know you'd love to see them in the weight room, but at least conditioning something, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're really behind because a lot of other areas have been going for a good month or so. So it's about time that we're allowed to get back to it as well. Yeah, like you said, the kids, a lot of them are going to be out of shape, so it's going to take a little bit to get them ready. But we're excited for it, and we're just ready to get back to work.
Well, Coach, you mentioned something that, we've had several coaches come on the show, actually many coaches come on this show, and as we see other schools and school districts begin to do conditioning and workouts, and some others are still trying to get to that point, as a head coach, I mean, do you have to, take phone calls from parents like, why are we not playing right now? I see another school, they're doing stuff, and, is it, I don't want to say frustrating, but is it hard to relay that message like, hey, it's not the same all the way around. That school district's different than us. That school down the street's different than us. We're kind of on our own thing right now.
Yeah, no, you had it right. It's pretty frustrating. Yeah, you get a lot of calls that, hey, why are these guys out here practicing? Telling me to ask up the chain why they're allowed to practice, but we're not. And like you said, it's different in different districts, and we're ready to get back to it as well. So it's not right that other schools are able to go right now, and some of us are held back. It kind of puts us at a disadvantage. So I think it's only right that we're allowed to go pretty soon here, play catch up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. All we really want is a level playing field. You know, if we all had that same start date, then, you know, and so be it from there. And Coach, before I talk about your team coming back this year, I just want to reflect just a little bit on last season, because how could we not interview you, and, you know, Coach Tuohy over here, and not talk about that Vista del Lago team from last year that went to the D13 semifinals, 10-3 on the season. Can you talk about what kind of memories you made last year, what you guys were able to accomplish, and maybe how that might be able to help you guys, you know, propel you going into this season? If you learned some things along the way last year, that'll help you this year.
Yeah, we really did. Our first year, we came in, you know, it was a really rough culture. The kids had lost 24 straight games over 2.5 years. The first year we went 4-6, and then last year, like you said, 10-3 into the semis. You know, we just had a great run. We had a great group of kids, a great staff, and it just all came together at the right time. But I'm so proud of the kids we have here and what they've done, and we're even looking to take that next step and hopefully win a league title and maybe a CIF championship. We'll see. But yeah, we're very excited to take the next step, and I'm really proud of those guys from last year, and we're going to miss a lot of them.
Well, Coach, talking about that next step and trying to win a league championship, you guys are moving to the Inland Valley League. You're going to see some pretty good football teams, including Moreno Valley, including Riverside Poly, just to name a few. What are your thoughts on moving to the Inland Valley League? Because there's some good football there.
Yeah, well, Moval, we're very familiar with. They're our rivals, and you know we've seen them the last 2 years. Canyon Springs, we've played as well the last couple of years. Lakeside will be new to us, and who's the other one?
You got Riverside Poly in there.
Riverside Poly, sorry. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but we're looking forward to it. We're just ready to compete and play some football, but Moreno Valley is that big one on the schedule for us every year.
Yeah, that's a big-time rivalry game, and of course, you know, league rivals that are moving with you now to the Inland Valley League, the Vikings as well. Coach, I wanted to ask you, when the CIF rolled out the new calendar that football would begin with games on January 8th, they condensed the season. They basically took out the bye week. There's no week 0. They're playing, you know, weeks 1 through 10 straight. Did you have to adjust your schedule at all to make that work?
We did. So we had Santa Rosa for our 0 week, but it worked out perfect because their bye week was the same week as ours. So we just bumped them to week 4, and they bumped us to week 4. So it all worked out to where we didn't have to change any opponents. We just changed those weeks. So now we'll have our scrimmage game. We'll go right into Valley View week 1, and then so on. But yeah, it worked out actually great for us.
Well, Coach, let's do a little name dropping. Who are some of the guys coming back from last year's team that went 10-3 and made it to the CIF semifinals? Who are some of those guys coming back on this year's team that you're going to count on, lean on a little bit to have another successful winning season?
So we returned 7 starters on offense and 6 on defense. The first guy I want to talk about is Julian Medina. He was an all-CIF, all-league quarterback. Kid was just a stud, and you know we can't wait to see what he does this next year. We also returned basically our whole receiving core. They're all we like our 3 guys we have coming back, and we've added another player, James Genslinger. We think will help us a lot too. Offensive line wise, we returned 3 of the 5, and we've got a couple young guys we really like to step in, or maybe a few older guys that have been around there. Defensively, our 3 linebackers, I think, are going to be the core of our defense. It's three returning starters at linebacker. We've got 3 returning D linemen. The whole secondary will be new, but again, we've added some guys, and we think some young guys will step up. So we feel pretty good about it. We like our chances. And then I think a few guys we added, and Micah Hayes, I think, will really shine on special teams.
Well, Coach, if I could just focus on the offense just for a second, you know, returning your quarterback, a trio of receivers, guys are back on the offensive line as well. Are you excited about what this offense might be able to do this upcoming season? Even looking back at last year thinking, okay, we were pretty good last year. That's a season of experience now under your belt. How much further can they take it this year?
Yeah, like I said, we're looking to take that next step. Our quarterback pretty much broke every record we had school history last year, and we expect him to do it again. We really got a lot of faith in the kid. I think we'll probably throw the ball a little bit more than we did last year, and we threw it last year quite a bit. So I think we're going to lean pretty heavily there. We just got to keep him upright, and I think the O-line will do a great job doing that. We return our starting left tackle, who was all CIF as well and all league, and then we have a sophomore that started. Well, he was a freshman last year. He started every game as a freshman for us, Capelli Hashua, and he's coming back. He'll probably play the right tackle for us now. So we really like our tackles, keeping the guy upright.
So, Coach, you've got these great returning players who, based off of last season, are probably expecting to win. You have a great season last year. You go into this year thinking, okay, we're going in with a winning attitude. But when you first got there, you mentioned it off the top of the interview. Sometimes it's difficult, right, to change that culture that you go into a game thinking, we've got a chance. It doesn't matter who we're lining up against. We've got a chance to win this game. Was it hard to kind of turn that corner?
It was very hard. The first year, the kids, I don't think we picked up our first win till week 3, and every one of them was balling, just so excited, so happy to finally turn the corner. The following year, the kids expected to win. We talked about it all off season. Every game, expect to win, fight to win, you should win. And then this year, again, we're going to expect to win every game. Maybe it doesn't happen that way, but we better fight our heart out and expect to win.
How anxious, or maybe I should say excited, are you for January 8th for high school football in January?
It can't come soon enough. We need it. We all need it. The kids need it. All of us sitting at home need it. We need it.
Coach, I've asked several coaches this. We usually start high school football in the Inland Empire, and it's like this. It's like triple digits, right? It's really hot. You're having to practice maybe early in the morning to avoid the heat. We're just like flipping the script and turning it upside down, because now we're going to start in the winter. It's going to be the coldest, wettest time. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that plays into the way you guys play football. Maybe it's an advantage to the Vista del Lago Ravens. But what are your thoughts maybe just playing January, February, and March, and it's going to be cold and it could be wet out there?
I don't care when, where we want to play. It doesn't matter. Of course, it is going to be different. We'll be wearing sweaters instead of, trying to take everything off because it's too hot. But, yeah, we just want to play. Doesn't matter. Like I said, we're going to throw the ball a lot, so I don't know that it really plays in our favor. But we'll be able to run the ball too, I guess. So we'll be all right.
Hey, Coach, as we look ahead through the month of October and then November and then boom, here we are in December and we're going to get right into the football season. What are you hoping, best case scenario, that say COVID continues to trend down and things continue to improve? What do you think the next couple of months might look like for your football team in terms of getting ready? Do you think we could see some 7-on-7? Do you think you might be able to, get the guys together and actually use a real football in practice? I mean, what are you hoping the next couple of months look like?
Yeah, I really hope. I hope you're right. Like I said, we're supposed to start the 12th, so I'm guessing a good month of conditioning. Then hopefully, if we get to the next phase, we can throw a football in there and some 7-on-7 like you're talking about. I've gotten a lot of emails from coaches that are expecting it to happen, so we're already looking to schedule that stuff. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen, if we're going to be able to follow through with it. But let's hope we can make that next step from conditioning to 7-on-7 to real football, and let's go play.
Absolutely. We do want to see some real football out there. And Coach, let me end it with this, because I love this question, because, during the shutdown, I know for myself, I've been going a little stir crazy because here we are, it's September, and I should be at a football game or, doing something football related, even in the month of August, just getting ready for football season. What did you do over the summer? What did you do with your spare time? I guess I should say. Were you game planning? Were you building a garden? Were you fixing a car? What were you doing with all your extra time as a football coach? Because football coaches are like the busiest guys ever. What were you doing with your extra time?
I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, so they were running me pretty ragged. But I had a blast with it. Now, me and me and my offensive coordinator, Coach Benitez, we're always up here at the school scheming, trying to get ready for the season. But, we took about a month or two off, some downtime. We needed to relax. And like I said, I got 2 young ones, and I went and bought a boat. I got so bored. So I filled my time. We're ready to get back.
Coach, I really appreciate the time. Congrats on the success last year, and we're really looking forward to the new edition of the Ravens come January 2021. So that's Mike Tuohy, the head football coach at Vista del Lago High School here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. I really appreciate the time. That was fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good one.
Coach Tuohy here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, more high school football. We will talk with Arrowhead Christian head coach Robison when we come back on your favorite show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona. Need an oil change? Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Family owned and operated. They're committed to our community. There's 2 locations, so there's one close to you. Off the 91 freeway at Arlington and off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. Oil changes are very important, so make sure you swing by. It only takes 10 minutes, and you can do a lot more than just have your oil changed. How about new wiper blades? How about an air filter? Plus many more services such as radiator and transmission. Find out more information at 2getspoiled.com. Don't wait. Get spoiled today. The number 1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Kin Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Kin Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kinsportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Kin Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Kin Sporting Goods. We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. Big thanks to Coach Tuohy from Vista del Lago High School checking in, talking about those Ravens. And again, it's our pledge to the Inland Empire to talk so much high school football here on the Inland Sports Show as we march towards January 2021 for the upcoming season. Join us live on the show from Arrowhead Christian Academy. He is the head coach of those mighty, mighty Eagles, Robison. Coach, first off, thanks for making time for us. And you know, so we can pull the curtain back just a little bit. Before we went on the air, you probably had these great plays drawn up on the board behind you, and you hurried and erased them not to give away your plays, right?
Well, you know, we got to keep some things close to the vest here, you know, in this early off season.
Coach, it has been a long off season. Do you find yourself spending time, maybe, I don't want to say spinning your wheels, but feeling like, man, I should be drawing up some plays. I should be coming up with some new schemes. I should be doing something to get ready for the football season, because as football coaches, I know you guys are always preparing. It was probably strange to have such a long off season that we're continuing right now as we get closer to January. Do you feel like you're always just trying to find something to make your team better?
Well, that's our whole goal, is to try to get these young men better in whatever we're doing. We just feel like we have an extended off season. We're going to be, very ready when it comes to, our conditioning and our speed and our strength. We feel like we've been blessed with the time, so we should use it.
Well, Coach, when you look at this ACA football team that you got coming back, what are some strengths that the Eagles will have for this upcoming season?
Oh, I'd say by far the senior leadership that we have on the team. This senior class was here as freshmen my first year when I coached with Dustin Davison. And these kids have bought in. They're smart kids. They're fighters. They work hard, and their athletic ability has improved every year.
Now, Coach, have you guys started some sort of conditioning workouts or something where the team has been able to get together on campus? Because I know there's some schools that have and some that haven't. Have the Eagles done it?
Yeah, we started a few weeks back, and we're able to get, when school started, we basically scheduled 3 days a week for a couple of weeks, and then we went to a Monday through Thursday schedule. And we're doing, we're able to get outdoors condition when the weather, the smoke permits. And we're in the weight room, we're in the meeting rooms, and we're on the field.
Coach, has it been kind of strange to, here we are in the month of September and there's no football games? As a lifelong football guy, is it weird just being in this time of the year and not having a football game to prepare for?
Well, I would say that not only not having a football game to prepare for, but just everything in general, how we do things, what we have to pay attention to as far as, our health and safety, our social distancing, the optics of what we're doing. And so this whole situation has been different for us here in Cali. I've got coaching brothers that are in other states that, they're into their fifth week of the season already. So, different is probably the constant word here. Everything has been somewhat different for us.
Yeah, it's absolutely been not only a wacky year, but even leading up to the football season, I think the CIF as a whole was trying to hold out until the last moment to be like, can we play football in the fall? Can we make it happen? And they kept pushing it off. And finally, they unveiled the calendar that football season would begin in January 2021 with a full 10-game schedule. Now, I know a lot of coaches would rather be playing right now, but I guess the good news is you still get a full regular season of 10 games. Is that the silver lining there, that you still get a whole regular season?
Oh, sure. We were definitely concerned about non-decision making and the way things, we were kind of waiting for things. Are we not going to play our non-league games? So 10-game season for these young men is, I think that's definitely a blessing. The fact that we're playing in January, we're starting in January and going for a couple months. I think once we actually get rolling with pads on, we're not going to see much difference other than maybe the temperature outside.
Well, Coach Robison, I see you've got a shirt that says "Got Passion." What does that mean to you, and how do you apply that to your football team?
Well, I'll tell you, I wonder why I wore this shirt today. If you look at passion, passio is the Latin root word for passion. And before it meant an endearing love for others, it meant the willingness to suffer for those that we love. And the greatest passion, that we're unapologetic about here at Arrowhead Christian is Christ. And so got passion basically asked the question, are you willing to do what it takes for those that you claim to love, even if it includes some suffering?
And Coach, I think that can apply to not only real life, but you could even bring it just back to your football team. Are you willing to lay it all on the line for the brother next to you? Like, I mean, do you use that as maybe a battle cry even for your own football team?
Well, sure. The best thing that we can do is get these young men to recognize that they're family with each other. They're all going through the same struggles. Even though they have different backgrounds at home, we have a singular purpose here, and we take a family approach in doing that. So the brotherhood is, as cliche as it's become, it's a very strong word around Arrowhead Christian Academy football.
All right, Coach Robison, so let's do a little name dropping. Who are the guys that are going to be stepping up this year for ACA? You said you've got some great seniors on this squad, but who will be the guys for the Eagles this upcoming year that you're going to lean on as those playmakers?
Well, I'll tell you, Diego Vasquez, an offensive lineman for us, and Sal Morales, a transfer from Bloomington Christian, who's also an offensive lineman. We're really going to be calling on those guys. Josh Ortiz and Mason Lamboy, both explosive football players, seniors, and on both sides of the ball. So we'll be leaning on them. So really, though, we're trying not to make it so much about that, as we are, everybody's got a role to play, even if you're a scout team wide receiver. But we will be leaning on those seniors.
And Coach, I mean, my final question for you would be like, so what besides the conditioning, what are some things that you can do to just have your team ready for January? Are you already starting to, I don't know who your week one opponent is, but you start looking for your week one opponent? Are you thinking about ways to, draw new plays to, enhance your scheme against certain teams, add in a new wrinkle? Like, what are some things that you can do right now, even though we're still like 3 months away, but I'm sure there's some things that you can do right now to just feel like you're making the Eagles better for that first game of the year?
Well, it's interesting with as much Zoom meetings that are going on. Meetings are, for us, getting guys to watch film and to see the whiteboard and kind of understand why we're doing what we do. That gives them a little bit of buy-in, a little bit more buy-in. We're really, every week, we're preparing for league as well as our first week opponent, which is Maranatha Christian out of San Diego. So our preparation is really in the base stages right now. Nothing real fancy. We're just going to do a few things really, really well.
Well, Coach, either those are some really great plays behind you, or maybe they're like molecular atoms or something, that like molecules that you're building on the whiteboard behind you. I'm trying to figure out what that is, or maybe it's just a desk seating assignment.
Yeah, it could be that. So.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Best of luck this upcoming season. Do not be a stranger, and it was good talking to you. It was good catching up.
Hey, Pep, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for representing IE with the way you do and really putting it out there for these kids and these teams. We'll be talking with you soon.
Yes, sir. That's Coach Robison from ACA. The Mighty Mighty Eagles join us here on the Inland Sports Show. A big thanks to Coach for joining us. That's our football segments, I guess you could say, as we transition to baseball. He is the skipper at Great Oak High School. They won a CIF Southern Section Division III championship, not this past season, but the season before, so they're still the reigning D3 champs. We'll talk to Eric Morton when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
Hey, Billy here from Spoiled in Riverside. Just opened up our new location off the 91 in Arlington and Riverside. Come check us out and get spoiled for a change.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona. Inland Sports. Guys, let me start with this a little bit of time with the Fernandez family. So this past weekend, did a little shopping, did a little eating down at downtown Disney. My wife, just for a moment, had her mask down, and they quickly reminded her to put it back up. No big deal, no big shake, thanks for the reminder, she did it, whatever. Can you imagine if you did not wear your mask and was fined $100,000? That's exactly what happened for 5 NFL coaches, Patrick, including your boy, Pete Carroll. So what's worse? Now let's pick your own adventure here. What's worse? Pay $100,000 for not wearing a mask, or letting a doctor puncture your lung while giving an injection, a shot into your ribs?
I'll gladly pay the $100,000.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to our director behind the scenes, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16. We always appreciate his hospitality and making us look so good as we talk Inland Empire sports every single Wednesday night with exclusive interviews, including this one. I'm excited about this one. He is the skipper at Great Oak. He is a CIF Southern Section champion. And let's go to him right now, Johnny, because look at the field behind him. Coach, I always think that high school baseball coaches probably have like the best front lawns at their houses than anybody else in the neighborhood, because you guys know how to mow a lawn. Is your lawn as good at home as it is at Great Oak High School?
Well, good to be here, Pep. You know the old saying, a mechanic's car is always broken, right?
Yes.
Well, my wife always asks me, why can't your field, or why can't our yard look as good as your field? So the answer is no.
Well, because I reached out to you and asked if you could do the show, and you graciously said yes. And just a couple of nights ago, I was out mowing my lawn, and I was thinking about you, and I'm like, man, I bet you Coach Morton has it dialed in. I was trying to mow my lawn in different directions and trying to make it look all cool. I just couldn't get it. What's the secret to Great Oak High School and the diamond out there?
Well, this picture was actually, I don't know, it's from probably a couple of years ago. It's actually pretty easy right now to keep the field nice and green and without a lot of marks on it, because we don't have anybody out there. So this time of year, though, it's a little bit dry, obviously from the heat we're going, but we're going to start the overseed here in a few weeks, and the new grass will start growing up, and hopefully we can get some kids on there to actually start using it.
Absolutely. I guess in the meantime, here in Riverside County, teams can resume, you call it workouts or conditioning or whatever it's called. What's Great Oak Baseball doing right now? You guys be able to get together as a group and at least do something?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, we started what we call phase 1. So phase 1 was just strictly conditioning. We had to put all the players in cohorts, which means, they stay in their same groups throughout the entire conditioning. And, obviously we had to do the temperature checks, the masks and all that stuff. So it was strictly conditioning, no baseball related activities. I got word from our athletic director on Saturday night that we're going to start phase 2 this week, which means it's a little bit more. We can do some baseball stuff now. We can run the bases. We can, hit off a tee, use the batting cage. We are still not allowed to throw a baseball yet, and we still can't take ground balls yet. But you know what? It's a step in the right direction.
It is a step in the right direction, but still, as a longtime baseball guy, is it strange to be like, okay, we're going to hit off a tee, but nobody touch a base. No, don't touch the baseball, but we're going to hit off a tee. We're going to round the bases. Is it strange?
Right. I've been doing this a long time, Pat, for about 26 years now, and I've never experienced something like this. It is bizarre. Obviously, we're living in a bizarre situation right now with everything going on, but. We're trying to stay positive. I think maybe that's why this whole yoga thing we do every Monday kind of keeps us in our Zen state of mind, so to speak.
Well, Coach, a little transparency in the Fernandez house. So my wife loves to do, it's yoga bar, B-A-R-R-E, those yoga bar classes. And sometimes she goes and does them, but sometimes she has me do them at home with her in the living room. They're tough. Like, I am winded. I hurt. They are brutal. You have your players doing yoga, and I think yoga is this calm, tranquil, easy, stretching. It's hard. It's probably making your players, I would assume, better athletes, right?
Yeah, what's funny is we started this thing about 6 years ago because we actually take the start of the school year off of baseball. We play all spring, then our guys do the summer stuff. So we don't do any baseball practice, in August, September, and we start up kind of mid-October. So what we do is we kind of do some conditioning stuff. And one of our coaches started this Mental Monday stuff, Coach Moore. And to go along with it, we figured out, why not do something a little bit different, instead of the basic running all the time. So at that time, we actually had one of our sign language teachers was an actual yoga instructor. So I asked her, it doesn't help, or it actually helped a little bit because she's married to an ex-Great Oak baseball player. So I asked her if she'd donate her time to do some yoga. And she came and we did it 4 times. And, you got to understand, here's this, this school teacher giving a yoga lesson to a bunch of baseball guys. You can probably imagine how weird it was at the start, but after the session was over, they're like, Coach, this was actually really cool. And they didn't realize how sore and how sweaty they were doing yoga. And I'm not going to lie, I jump in there and do it with the kids, and it is definitely tough, no doubt about it.
And yoga is something that you guys could do right now, right? Because that's a conditioning, that's a workout, that's not touching the baseball. That's something you could do right now still. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're on we've done 3 sessions. The first session, my assistant coach, Coach Johnson, actually ran it. So imagine I put on YouTube, I put on like a yoga music channel. So we had the raindrops and the Zen-like stuff going over the speakers at the baseball field. I had all of our baseballs. I put like 40 cones in our infield grass that are all 6 feet apart. So we had towels and yoga mats all over our infield grass. And we did a 45-minute yoga session. And then this past week, 2 days ago, we actually had our girls basketball team join us too. So we actually did it in the outfield because we kind of put some bumps in our infield grass wasn't actually really good for it. So it was awesome to have the girls basketball team out there with the baseball team doing it.
Oh, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. At least you feel like you're doing something on campus and getting better for that eventual season that will come around. Coach, I wanted to ask you, you guys are still the reigning Division III champions, right?
Yeah, we have our group chat with all the coaches, and once quarantine hit and COVID hit, and we realized our season was over, jokingly, one of the coaches said, "Well, it looks like we're back-to-back CIF champs now. We're going to have to defend the title now for a third year coming up." And yeah, I mean, it's I wish we would have had a chance to finish this 2020 season up. I had 17 seniors, and they were excited. We got off to a bumpy start. Our first doubleheader against Norco, they took it to us. But after that, we found our groove, and we were 2-0 in league at the time, and we were ready to go. Just got done. We won the Pirate Classic Championship, that tournament we always do in North County, San Diego. Actually won it on a walk-off inside the park home run, so that was really cool. And we were going in the right direction. The cylinders were starting to fire, so we were excited. And then obviously this hit, and boom, see ya.
And Coach, we've talked to other coaches, and they all say the same thing. Like, it was so hard, especially to tell the seniors, like, hey, our season's over. We're not going to get a chance to see this through. Was it especially hard for you, considering, like you said, you had such a great group, a great senior class coming back. You had such high hopes coming off the CIF Southern Section Championship. And again, with all those seniors and just have the season pulled out from underneath you, was it especially frustrating or tough for your program?
Yeah, it was, because we have a lot of traditions at Great Oak. We do midway through the season, we have a mother-son game, which we do, where the varsity moms partner up with their sons, and they play a 4-inning. It's kind of like a softball game against the winner of the JV versus freshman moms. And that, and then we do a hit-a-thon with that, where we have the dad's bat and everything. So that was kind of, we weren't able to do that. And then obviously the senior night is a big highlight of our seniors, where we get to recognize them all and their parents walk on the field. And it was just weird. And, even to this day, it seems like we have no closure, because, we couldn't have a banquet because of the social distancing rules. And next thing you know, we're midway in the summer, we still can't do anything. And now all the kids have gone off to college or are doing their virtual college. So it was very, very unfortunate, because this was a great group of, like I said, 17 guys that have really contributed a lot to our program. And we had some phenomenal parents also.
Well, Coach, let's wrap it up like this. Let's look ahead. Let's look to the future. Who are some of the guys coming back that, maybe it's not a lot of guys, because if you had 17 seniors on the group last year, that's a lot of seniors. But who are some of the guys coming back for next year that you're excited about?
Yeah, we have our returning starting shortstop, Will Potter. He'll be a senior this year. He recently committed to Cal Baptist University over the summer, so he's a solid guy. I actually had, I had 6 non-seniors on the team. We had 4 juniors. Will, our starting left fielder, Andrew Householder, who was hitting about 600 this season. We had Jacob Kosea, Nate Morton, and then I had 2 sophomores, Christian Smith, who's committed to San Diego State. He's an outfielder, and Lucas Smith, who's a catcher, pitcher, third baseman, utility guy. And our JV squad was really good, and our freshmen were good. So, we lose a lot, but we got guys coming back. So I think we'll be okay.
Well, Coach Morton, I always appreciate the time. And listen, I know you can't be that busy right now. Please tell your wife you're going to figure out the front lawn. It's going to look better than ever. You've got free time. I know you got free time.
Yeah, you know what? Once I throw some fertilizer on that thing and maybe aerate it, I'll get it dialed in. So, yeah, I'll take care of that, Pat.
That's Eric Morton, the skipper down there at Great Oak High School. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, always great to see you. I'm glad to hear you're doing well and the program's doing well, and keep up the great work down there doing the yoga and the workouts.
Hey, always a pleasure, Pat. Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you, too. That's Eric Morton, the head baseball coach down there at Great Oak High School. One more commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up and kind of preview next week's show. We'll be back on the Inland Sports Show.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep Man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep Man. You guys rock.
Need an oil change? Sports
Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Family owned and operated, they're committed to our community. There's 2 locations, so there's one close to you, off the 91 freeway at Arlington and off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. Oil changes are very important, so make sure you swing by. It only takes 10 minutes, and you can do a lot more than just have your oil changed. How about new wiper blades? How about an air filter? Plus many more services such as radiator and transmission. Find out more information at 2getspoiled.com. Don't wait. Get spoiled today.
We talk about this a lot with our student athletes. We talk about working hard, we talk about grinding, we talk about, how hard you work. But at the end of the day, it's about, applying the right effort. If you're constantly doing things that are easy for you, that's not really the right effort. The right effort moves you out of your comfort zone. The right effort moves you closer to your goal. So, I talk about, what are you doing at night? What are you doing to prep for the next day? Are you staying up at night being on social media? Or are you, watching television? Are you, eating junk food? Are you getting a good night's sleep, which is going to help prepare you mentally and physically to grow the next day? Is your training moving you out of your comfort zone? Are you doing things are you working on your weaknesses? Or are you doing things that you're already good at? So, there's a lot of effort. A lot of kids say they work hard, but you're not working hard unless you're doing things that aren't easy. Because if you're doing what's easy, it's just, it's not really hard work. It's work, but it's not the right work. So if you're ready to put in that right work, the right effort, then come on down and check us out at the Boost Performance Center.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time. And then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show as we wrap things up. Look at that. Hey, next week on the show, we're putting together this video where you can see kind of behind the scenes, the making of the Inland Sports Show. After watching it, I'm like, wow, it's not really that exciting, but it's kind of like hot dogs are made, right? You don't want to see how they're made, you just enjoy them, right? So behind the scenes video next week. Also, we just booked him, Brandon Baker, the head basketball coach at the Rancho Verde High School. He will be joining us, possibly even here live in studio, so we will have Coach Baker. And we've also got another football coach or two coming on the show again next week as we climb towards high school football season with the first games in week 0 on January 8th. Although I did see starting to build a master schedule. There's a couple Thursday night games that first week, so that would be January 7th. And I already found 2 of them. One was Orange High School against Norte Vista. That's a Thursday night game. And there was one more. In fact, I want to say it was Orange Vista. I think it might have been against Redlands. I'll have to go back and check, but there was a couple games on that Thursday night. So those could be our very first high school football games of the upcoming season. Big shout out once again to Johnny Nunez behind the scenes, making it happen here at Teen Vision TV 16. We appreciate his hard work. My name is Pep Fernandez. Have a great night. God bless you. We'll see you next Wednesday night with your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.